Hey there, I am Tom James. I'm a digital marketer and web developer. I run a digital marketing agency. Right now we're small. I'm not afraid to say it. We have about 6 or 7 clients and coronavirus just came in. So that's obviously impacting everyone, including myself. I'm in school right now. I study digital marketing degree and I'll be returning to school for a post-diploma in data science, machine learning, AI, all that sort of really cool fun stuff. This week is exam crunch week. Throughout this episode, you're going to see how I manage that with all the other things I'm doing. Today, we are going to be doing my usual process and it will continue day after day. So today is Monday. It's about 2 o'clock right now, so I got a late start on the day. We're going to do the typical email read and reply. Sometimes I have some clients that just have general questions or something that's ongoing that we need to discuss. After that point, I'm going to start practicing my pitch speech. So I go to a college and they have an entrepreneurship side of the school. I applied against all of the other students in my college to join a competition hosted by the entrepreneur school where you had to give your business plan and the highest rated business plan got accepted. And there was 6 other competitors that are also accepted off of their business plan. So then we went into a speed pitch round where we had to speed pitch all of the judges and get feedback. So it was a bit of a practice night. And now I'm practicing for the final thing, which will be on April 21st. And I have a chance of winning up to $20,000, guys. So this will be huge. That's what our agenda is mostly looking like today. It's not too much. And we may just touch up my website. So I'm still working on my website. It's almost about ready. That's the other part of my day. And we'll probably continue that throughout the week. You on the other side of the screen are my accountability people. Part of the reason why I created this channel is because it would keep me accountable to getting up every day and going hard at this throughout the coronavirus. I got an email from a client just now and they're having some tough times because of coronavirus and they explain that to me. So how do we go about replying to them? The first thing I'm going to do with them is be empathetic and acknowledge that this is a tough time. After that point, depending on the situation, in this particular chance, the client doesn't have as large of a budget. So I'm suggesting for them to create more content by themselves for free so they can create YouTube videos or create a podcast. And the client had already mentioned that they wanted to start a podcast. I am finished getting back to all my emails. So now we're going to take on the Dragon's Den pitch. I'm going to start off watching some videos on how to do a proper pitch deck, and then I'll start creating the pitch deck. So I'll keep you posted on that. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Again, it's all still new, and the ways I record things are probably going to change as we continue on here. I did start creating a pitch deck. However, I did some research online and mine is not good. Right there was just a bunch of random facts about me, where I went to school, and it's just way too much. And investors don't really care about that. All they care about is the problem, the solution, and then also the financial opportunity that you're going to give the investors, as well as can you do it? That's all they want to know. Some unnecessary stuff, so we'll take that out and fix it up. Hey guys, it's about 3:10 at the moment. I've been doing a lot of research on pitching and how to create a great slide deck, and I wanted to show and share some of that with you. Okay, first being I found this cool website, and this is not a sponsorship, obviously. So it's called SlideBean, and it works off AI, and it is to create pitch decks, but not also that, just presentations for school or whatever else you need. How it works is you enter the content that you want in the slides, and it will automatically generate for you. As you can see, I've entered the content of my business into the content side of this platform, and when I hit design, it automatically designed this in a way that I would want it to be designed. And if I were to change this image and it's a different size, well, it will automatically find the best place for that image. It's actually really cool and speeds things up a lot. I want to share the research that I've done over the last hour and a bit. When we're pitching to investors, we want to create a lot of emotion and a story that's told around the business. These are the crucial thing that every person had said to do when pitching. There needs to be the exposition, the start, the story. There needs to be the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and then the conclusion or the resolution. They need to feel that my business is headed in the right direction through the story I'm telling them, as well as get them involved in the business. Like, they feel as if they're missing out if they weren't going to jump on, or giving them the impression that this business is ripe to explode and grow. Yeah, so basically getting them on board with that idea. These are the slides you want to have. If I click arrange with AI at the bottom of the screen, that guy will pop up and it will switch the content. Super helpful because it reduces how much time you need to spend on creating this, and you can focus more on practicing your pitch, give you more time to prep for the client when you go and actually meet them. All right, ladies and gents, I'm gonna cut it off at this point for today. So this will be the end of the Monday. It's about 5 p.m. right now. I was working on this slide deck, and then I kind of moved to my pitch and worked on my pitch for a while, and removed some of the stuff that I was told to based on the feedback from Speed Pitch Night 1. Once I got into the pitch, my head started to go into a spin and looking at all the feedback, because many people had told me that I need to include revenue projections into my business. And when you're starting out, it's really hard to see yourself generating a lot of revenue, and especially when you've never done that before. I've never had a job where I've generated 50, 60, 70,000 a year. I've went to straight full-time self-employment. For me to really wrap my head around making 75K in the first year is hard. It needs to be done, of course, because 75,000 is just not a lot of money. However, looking at how much I'm making now, that's nothing compared to 75,000. So it's kind of just overwhelming to look at that, and I'm trying to estimate what I could bring in, and I want to say 50 to 75,000 in the first year. It's just lighting a fire under my ass to get that done. However, with Corona as well, it adds another stress level. If coronavirus is not over and people can't get out of the house, I don't think many people will want to market. So that is going to cause some issues or some reevaluation of plans. However, I'm not giving up. You got to consider it for sure. Stay tuned to see what's in store for tomorrow. Bah! Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 10 a.m. right now, Tuesday morning. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. Today, I'll be continuing my work on the pitch deck. As well, I have class at 4:15 p.m. where I'm presenting a project with a group. From 12 to about 2, we're going to work on pitch deck stuff, and then from 2 until 4:15, we'll be working on group school project. I did a quick run through of all the emails, how I usually start my day. They're all clear now, so we're going to just jump right into doing pitch deck stuff. Before we get right into this, I want to take a moment to talk to you, the camera. I want to clarify based on day 1 what this channel is about. I did some editing of first day, and I had felt that the way I had described what this is wasn't ideal, so I cut that out. It's hard because I don't want to just blabber on to you guys and not provide any value. From your perspective, I'm just trying to understand how this would help. However, I think not putting it in is even weirder, because this is something that I want to communicate. That being, I am a digital marketer and web developer. However, I'm also a young man. I'm living at home. I'm trying to generate my first livable income off of myself, and I am still figuring out who I am, who I want to become, what standards I want to hold myself to. I wanted to journal my pathway to success. People look at that and say, I'm that person. I am Tom James. I'm young. I'm broke. I'm living at home. I don't like working for other people. I want to start my own thing. How do I do it? And you could watch my videos and see how I was struggling and it felt like it was an impossible task. And I went from being in my parents' home where I am now all the way up until owning my own home. I am done working on the pitch deck for now. It's about 2:00. Want to run through some things though quickly with you. If you're in the digital marketing industry and you need to create a pitch for investors, you probably ran into this issue where it's hard to define a problem. I'm going to share with you the problem that I found, and I hope this helps you. Overall problem is SMB digital marketing in 2020. Let me break that down into 3 simple ideas. 1, SMB owners do not have the time, knowledge, or resources to do marketing in-house. 2, digital marketing agencies tend to leave SMBs for higher paying clients. 3, DIY or cheap marketing efforts leave SMBs with little or no results. These 3 points summarize the entire problem that I am trying to have the investors resonate with. The solution I have now to that problem is to offer digital marketing services to small or medium businesses, although I will probably change that as we move forward. To define a problem and a solution for a digital marketing agency, it can be particularly hard because it's not a product. It's a service, and the service also isn't one that you're offering to consumers. It's a service that you're offering to businesses. It requires a lot more research and critical thinking to really nail down the problem and then how you will be the solution to that. Now we're moving on to the presentation for my school group project. Finished my revenue projections from yesterday. I'm going with first year at 50,000, second year at 150, and third year at 300,000. I'm gonna try as little as possible to be frustrated and make this a personal thing. I don't like working with group members that aren't accountable in school. We had a project that was due last week, and I just realized that one of the group members didn't finish their part, didn't tell us. So now going back on it, like I said, I'm trying to work on this presentation because the presentation's in an hour or less. Everyone's MIA. How do I turn this around and provide some value for you guys? Well, if you do want to address the issue and call them out on it, then you can. However, just be very wary of what you're going to say. Another thing, you may feel the work is not up to par. And in that situation, you need to ask yourself, are you being too critical of someone else? Or is there a real issue there? In that case, again, go talk to the professor. So a little bit of drama that I'm dealing with is hectic. You don't want to do the work for someone else. And in most cases, you can just talk to the professor. But we're presenting in an hour. We've already handed in our presentation. Guys, quick update time. The guy actually did his slides. The thing is, he put his slides in the wrong place, so the flow of our presentation is really, really off. I'll say this. I should have communicated way earlier about this issue because there's a couple or a few people that I'm working with that have been a continuous issue. My advice, bring those up right away so you're not in my position where I'm having to do extra work to try to move around them.
Automatically calculated value. And product moves
for COVID-19, where soap is starting to run out very rapidly.
The sales and customers, you actually had to download the sales app to access customers. And we can see here Nicole Roxon is our customer, and we have her contact details. Presentations are done. It is 5:47 p.m. right now. It has been a great, productive day. I still have more that I want to do. I'm going to be studying for my leadership exam tomorrow at 9 a.m. I will be doing that until 7 p.m. tonight. I'm going to end it here for Tuesday. Good morning, YouTube. It is 8 a.m. right now. We're about to get started on my leadership exam for college. Once we're done that, we will get working. Wish me luck, and let's get this day started. It's an early one today. Wassam! It's 9:41, and we are about to get zooming with our day. Today's agenda is looking like more pitch deck. I want to get the pitch deck done, and a big part of that is figuring out the opportunity and the market size. Once I do that, I'll break down my calculations for you, and we will move on to working on some school stuff, maybe some website stuff. And one more thing before we get started, I'll be taking my dog on a walk, so roll the clip. Quick update on my day. Right now it is 11:40 a.m. I completed a bunch of work on the pitch deck as well as taking my dog for a walk, and I had lunch. I'll quickly go over the market projections that I made for my business. Again, this will be shown to investors where I have a chance at receiving $20,000. And so when you're pitching, you do need your market size slide, which will tell people exactly how big this opportunity is or how much money it should make them. How I broke mine down was by saying, okay, there's this many businesses within this location that can do this type of service, which are my clients. Then estimating how much they will spend, a conservative amount they would spend per year on marketing, and then having a 1% market share. So basically a very conservative estimate of how much potential this company has. So what ended up happening is my market share of digital marketing within my area would be 1,306 businesses. And if they're spending $1,000 a year on marketing, which is, I think, a very fair estimate and even probably a little light, well then that's 1.3 million in revenue for my company per year. And that's only with a 1% market share. And again, $1,000 per year in market spend. We're progressing a lot through the pitch deck. I may be able to actually get it done today and then show you guys what I've been able to create. However, I still want to get to school stuff. I have my Capstone project for my digital marketing program tomorrow. It's the project at the end of your entire degree that sums everything up. In my case, we have to do a real world marketing campaign. It's my final week of school, so we need to provide the client with the deliverables as well as finish our final report and presentation. All of that is due tomorrow at 11:40. It's a busy day for me, guys. Like I said, stay motivated, stay hungry, and let's get it. Everyone, it is now 2:22 p.m. on this Wednesday, April 15th. I finished checking my emails and I'm about done with the pitch deck work for today. I didn't get it finished. However, I need to get started on my school project. I'm going to show you guys what I've done up until this point. This is the cover slide. This is the problem slide. Solution slide. Market size, which I had talked about earlier. Business model, revenue projections. I also talked about that earlier, and I've changed first year to 75K from 50. And we have our competition analysis, why us, which would be our competitive advantage slide. And that's how far I've gotten. So we still have go to market plan, the founder page, fundraising milestones. So we have a few more slides left. The pitch competition is in less than a week. I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing. But for now, let's get back to school stuff. This is my last day of school once I finish this project and presentation, and I will present tomorrow actually. So tomorrow will be my last day. Now let's take a look at what I've done. So me and my group members are presenting our business that we helped with their marketing, and so I'll just run through the slides real quick. It's long, 40 slides, so you probably won't be able to see it all, and it's not even finished like these slides. And if you do want to see it, just pause on any slide. Getting late here. Can I get it to focus? It says 4. 43. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm upstairs right now, getting my day started. As you can see, it is 11 a.m. Today we are going to be presenting and working on pitch deck stuff. School is done after today, so it is going to be so much more productive after this period of time. I'm not going to have to invest that 10-20 hours of my week or more into school. Good luck in your finals. I don't know if you guys noticed, but look at my eye. Right here is really swollen. My eyes look different. I think I was rubbing it last night and I rubbed it too hard and it caused this right here to happen. It's kind of scary. I think it'll just go away though, so no worries. And the class that I am taking today is my Capstone class, so I wanted to give a little more clarification on that. I'm a digital marketing degree, so the Capstone course summarizes everything you've learned in your course into one final project that you have to do in a real world example with a client. We're creating what we call a jumpstart marketing plan for them. It includes a brand revamp and a 12-month marketing strategy.
Instead of having the project scope and the scope statement, you took out the scope statement.
Can you put it in the chat again, Jonah? Because I can't see it. And I couldn't find it.
I put it in the chat.
Well, Thomas, which one do you want?
The one that you circled with the red.
Oh, okay.
Me and how it says control and monitoring, and there's only 5 marks for that part.
Control and monitoring.
At the very bottom of content.
Everything is 5 besides execution and define the project. Where's define the project?
Hold up.
Where's it?
The 500 is the very first.
It's at the top. Hold up though. For control and monitoring, there's all these different things, right? Like right now we have 4 slides on it. I think all we need is 1 slide because there's only 5 marks for it.
Okay, but here's the next thing though. I'll take a screenshot of this. Yeah. So if you scroll up, he has the actual breakdown of what's categorized as like 1 to 5. So now it's like this. So like, and then you see how there's like individual things in here. So like this is 1 to 5 also, right? But he has.
Greetings! So, to define the project, we are to create a marketing strategy and execute the initial startup phase. It is USC's decision if they want to continue with us, and here are some of the deliverables that we are going to provide, such as search engine optimization, web development and design, social media management, PPC ads.
The planning process, the initiation phase is in January, followed by the planning phase in February and execution in March and April. They're looking to acquire new talent in terms of workforce and as well clients, and they have an opportunity to increase their online presence. As of right now, it is none or very little.
And if we move on to the stakeholders, the next slide. Essentially, there you go. For the stakeholders, the company has a lot of stakeholders, so basically like...
It went great. Got through 42 slides, and I'm going to have some late lunch, and we still have some more work to do. Finish the final report and submit that, and then there is a jumpstart marketing plan that we created for our client that we'll need to submit as well. Wow, guys. It's weird. I'm graduating a 4-year program that took me 5 years. It's a degree, and it just hasn't sunk in because of coronavirus and everything's at home. But dude, I'm graduating in 12 hours. It's crazy. 5:49 p.m. now. I'm nearly finished working on the 12-month jumpstart plan for my Capstone project, and I'm almost done the final report. I messaged a client who hadn't got back to me about an invoice, and actually we were having some email issues. I never received their email and they sent it. So that came up, and I'm going to go work out now. It'll probably be a late night tonight, work until maybe 8 or 9, we'll see. One tip of advice I can give for digital marketing: when you're sending the invoice to the client, what you need to do is get on the phone with them, then send the invoice and go through it with them together. This way you don't get anxious and nervous while you, like, if you were to send an email invoice of it, and then they just have to determine if it's good or not by themselves, so you don't have that nervousness of, will they accept or will they not? And then you can also explain the value of it better, and then have that done all right there, and save you the time and the hassle. For me, when I was sending the invoices by email, I was always thinking, did I price it too high, too low? What does the client think? And so you can address all of those issues over a phone call. Do it a phone call. It's going to be so much better for you. Phone call is the best way to go. We are done for today. Well, now I'm still gonna work, but I'm gonna turn you guys off so you don't have to be up with me until 10, 11 o'clock working on school. For the most part, the marketing plan, the final report, it's all done. It wasn't done to the standards that I would like it to be done, but we're in a crunch, so we gotta do what we gotta do. And there's so many different interests going into projects that you necessarily can't get the outcome that you would want. And that's true for digital marketing a lot of the time. For example, a client will want us to build them their website, and when we build them their website and give all their suggestions, well, they want to have this image and this image, and it's not up to the resolution we want. And you end up getting some product that is a mix of your expertise and with what client desires, or maybe even what talents you have and what they can bring to the table. It's interesting. Going on a bit of a rant here. Today's looking like a lot of pitch deck stuff. I just had a phone call. It was the client I was talking about yesterday, and saying how that you should call them when you send the invoice so there's no nervousness. And it's just better. You get the deal done closer, and the gig. I was texting her and saying, hey, listen, I never got your email, and she actually sent it 4 different times. So there's some technology issues there. So I say, look, let's just have a phone call. We talk and we discuss the budget and the impacts of COVID-19. The budget was too large for her, and we needed to lower that down. Now, the thing is, I made the mistake of not asking for her budget. So what you want to do is not create a budget based on what you think their website needs. Just say, hey, I want to build the best website for you within your needs and your budget. Tell me what your budget is so I can do that. I got stuck in a position where I sent a client a budget that was too big for them. Then I didn't call and talk about the invoice when I sent it. So for a week, we're in a standstill. I didn't know if I was going to lose this client because you get a bad impression. It was too much for her to spend. So it was kind of insensitive of me to do it that way. We talked though, and we clarified that. That's why the phone call really helps. I said to myself, look, I know the phone call is going to be better. So how about I just say, instead of the email, let's just hop on the phone call, and you're able to get all those issues out. That was a lesson learned for me. There's so many small little details you don't even think of when you're starting a business and doing stuff, and then you realize when you're actually doing it. Can't forget to ask for that budget. Just a quick question, COVID-19, I know it's a very hard time to get on a phone and do a sales call or speak with a client. Gotta understand, we're all human, we're all going through this together. This client said to me, hey, look, I'm struggling because of COVID-19, simple as that. And I say, thank you for doing business with me. I'm so grateful that you're actually taking the time to have the phone call and spend this money with me, because they could easily say, look, it's tough times, I don't want to spend any money with you. we'll talk later, right? It's about 2 o'clock right now. I'm actually going to be rewriting the invoice for the client. Maybe I'll just show you a little bit of what that would look like, how I basically break it down. And then we're going to do some pitch deck stuff. Not too much. Probably work till 5 or 6 today. Okay, I'm going to be showing you my new invoice versus my old invoice and why I switched. This is my old invoice, and I've switched to a Google invoice that looks like this now. Why did I do that? Well, with this old invoice, I couldn't customize any of the elements, really. I can write different names, for example, like balance due, if you can see that. I can rewrite that. However, I can't say remove this quantity field right here. I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry. So with the new one, I can edit everything. And why that is important is because I do not want to have value field or a rate field. In my old invoice, it said, what's the quantity of the service and what is the rate? And it was very itemized. And why that can be an issue is it causes confusion for the client. With my new invoice, I have a description of everything that I will be doing with a subtotal and then the total at the bottom. So they know exactly what they're receiving in the $500 amount that I'm charging without having all the detail of copywriting is going to be $25 and entering keywords is this amount. Design is this amount. You don't need to put all of that. A little more clear, a little more professional, simple, easy description, subtotal, taxes, any discount applied. I want to show you a web development invoice. Things you need to include are some kind of thank you message to the client. You need to address when they will pay you, what the payment terms are, and also a big thing is late fee. This will ensure that businesses actually pay you. But what I do is if a business is late to pay me without notifying me, then they get charged $100 on top of their invoice. And that works for me right now because I'm small and we do business from like $200 to $600 or $700. That's a big enough fee for my clients to want to pay me. One more thing you want to include is a message that says, please let me know that you've received this invoice. Ideally, you want to speak with the client and go through the invoice with them on the phone. However, putting that message in there, it just ensures that if you do happen to have to email a client and the phone call is maybe later, ensures they reach out to you and continue the communication. Taking a look at the web development invoice, for the description, we have the service that I'm providing. So one of them is adding, editing, and compressing photos, transferring new text, editing text, improve service, page funnel and design as per our discussion. And then I threw in some free things, free enhanced website security, free transfer the new website to the old website so we maintain the SEO from the previous website. It's really quite simple. I might add just a few more detail just to be a little more specific and clear. You always want to over communicate. And then this is a family friend of mine, so I'm charging them $495, however, giving them a big discount at 20%, and their total is $396. Homies, it is now 5:51 p.m. I have finished, for the most part, my pitch deck, which is really nice. I had to add a few more slides that were missing. I needed the traction and milestone slide and the fundraising information slide. Added those in there, added my information, and it is all good to go. I will quickly run through the slides with you all. Here is my cover slide, followed by the problem slide, the solution slide, market size slide, business model, revenue projections, competition, competitive advantage or why us, go to market plan, the team, traction and milestones, fundraising information. I'd like to go over what we did this week. We started going heavy with pitch deck stuff, and ended up getting bogged down by schoolwork and final week of my college degree. I am now graduated. It is strange because Corona is here and there's no celebration. It doesn't feel like I've graduated anything, although we did finish all the schoolwork and finish the pitch deck, as well as call with the clients and lock down a new website project. This is 1 week in the life of a student, digital marketer, web developer, entrepreneur, young man, someone trying to find himself. This is it. This is part of it, at least. This is 1 week. I'm putting out fires, a lot of fires every week. What you need to know about someone who is starting a digital agency is they're on the computer a lot, and it's a lot of phone calls with clients, and you're just on the computer all the time. So you saw me practice and get ready for the investors pitch competition. It's very similar to Dragon's Den. So I'm going up 5 panelists of judges, and they decide if I make the cut or not and if I win any money. You saw me prepare a little bit, and within a few weeks you'll know if I had won the money. I'm going to be working on the pitch deck a lot over the weekend, considering on Tuesday is the actual competition. So expect a lot of that over the next few days. However, I will not be including what I do on the weekend in this footage. I might do a recap of my weekend in the next episode or not. I'm still unsure on how I will go about that. I want to say thank you to everyone who's watched this far, and I hope I provided at least some value. Have a great week. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Peace.